Here are 101 ways to use AI in your daily lives to hopefully make your life easier, happier, and more productive. I'll be splitting this video up into different areas, starting off with general productivity and then work productivity, day-to-day life stuff, personal finances, learning things, as well as career or business, as well as relationships. And then finally, miscellaneous ones, which I cannot categorize at this current moment in time. Before we get started, I do want to give an overview of the tools that I'll be showing in the video. On a day-to-day basis, I tend to stick to a few foundational models and products opposed to buying a lot of subscriptions for like very specialized products. Because honestly, if you're good at prompt engineering, you can get a lot out of these general products. By the way, if you want to get better at, I have a video linked over here, and if you can complete it, you will be better than 98% of people at prompt engineering. Anyways, I categorize the tools into three categories. The first category is chatbots. I like to stick to ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. The second category is AI agents / specialized apps. And in this category, it includes Manus, in which a generalized AI agent that can do a lot of things. Perplexity, in which I like to think of as like a ChatGPT plus search, is like a specialized AI app for search. Notebook LM is gonna be like an app that shows up in a lot of learning category. N8N for designing agentic workflows, and OpenAI agents SDK for building agents with code. And third category is vibe coding tools. I often like to use the vibe coding tools for little apps and things myself, as opposed to having to pay for like different subscriptions. And it's really not that hard, I promise. So there's a lot of different vibe coding tools. And if you're a beginner, I would recommend starting with something like Lovable or Bolt. If you're intermediate, then transition into maybe Replit or Firebase Studio, which is also free. And if you're more advanced, you can go with Cursor, Windsurf, or Claude Code. So for me personally, I do have a coding background. I tend to stick with Cursor, Windsurf, as well as Claude Code, but don't worry a lot about not being able to code. You don't need to know how to code to use these tools and tricks and these use cases I'm going to suggest to you, and I'm going to show you as well. I'm going to start off with simple but very powerful use cases before moving on to more advanced use cases like using AI agents and vibe coding your own apps. So I promise there will be a little bit of something for everybody, and maybe you'll be inspired to learn some of the new tools once you see the cool things that you can do with it. To keep the video snappy, I'm not going to go in super depth for each of these use cases. I will put on the screen, the tools that I'm using. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's start off with general productivity. Starting off with a very simple use case, but I literally do like multiple times a day. And that is just taking pictures of objects and using AI to identify them. Like, what is this flower? Can I eat this mushroom? And that's a cool shoe. What shoe is it? You can also upload pictures and ask ChatGPT to help you fix things. For example, a few months ago, my toilet started leaking, so I took a picture of the toilet and I asked ChatGPT which lever should I be moving around and in which directions. It worked. You can upload device manuals for AI-assisted troubleshooting and guidance. Do very specific and targeted searches that are better than Google, like what kind of financial assets should I be investing in if I'm a South African living in Dubai and making US dollars. The best AI agents released in the last 6 months are for solo founders managing client work. Create travel itineraries that are connected to multiple destinations, like I want to explore Hong Kong from Wan Chai today. What is the best way to approach it? What would your recommendations be to put together the best, well-fit and put together itinerary for me during this trip? Create travel itineraries that are connected to multiple destinations. Like, I want to explore Hong Kong from Wan Chai today from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. Suggest a route that hits 3 hidden coffee shops to work from, a sea view, and ends at night at a night market, all day by foot or by train. Use structured frameworks to guide every specialized response, like evaluating startup ideas by using Alex Hormozi's 4-part 100 million offers framework, or organizing different tasks to do by using an Eisenhower matrix format. Use first principle thinking to evaluate the assumptions that you have, like, is it actually true that you need to go to the gym to get fit, or that you need to make more money to save more money? When I'm sitting in a meeting or lecture that has some sort of slides or presentation, I like to take pictures of the slides and ask ChatGPT to compile them together and summarize it. And if you actually record a presentation in video format, you can upload that video into Google AI Studio, where it's able to process it and generate transcripts and do anything you want to do with it. This also works with any type of video content, including YouTube videos. I do this a lot with YouTube videos. Get purchase recommendations and product research assistance, like which running shoe should I buy? What are some tripod suggestions? If it's something I care a lot about and I want to dig deeper into, I would turn on deep research, like what are the most in-demand tech careers that don't require coding but still involve a lot of AI. Compare and contrast Eastern as well as Western models of medicine. Perplexity is amazing at cheating news from all the different types of sources, including social media. Now, let's move on to work productivity. I really like to start my days by rambling about all the things I think I have to do, and then I ask ChatGPT to actually organize it and prioritize it in a to-do list. Because my to-do list unfortunately often has like 10 to 20 different items, whenever I have to switch context and work on something else, I always like to ask AI to bookmark this task and generate a summary and action items, so when I go back to work stream, I can jump into it immediately. Summarize meetings. Check emails for you and summarize those too. Write emails, write reports, pretty much write everything. And the times in which I actually start to write something, I would ask it to edit for grammar as well as clarity, for changing the tone, like say from casual to professional. Using AI for structured brainstorming, which different levels of depth, is called answers leveling, and is a really powerful tool to get more creative, specific ideas. Here's an example on screen. You actually want to ask AI to do level 3 or level 4. I would love to use the voice functionality for brainstorming and thinking through problems. Like literally earlier today, I was talking to ChatGPT about different ways that we can improve our AI Agents Bootcamp or other products like the audience might like. Voice practice for negotiation skills, as well as scenarios like role-playing, a tough conversation you might be having with your boss, or negotiating your salary. I don't know about you, but I hate those little menu items and having to click on different things to get to like a specific feature to click. So now I just take photos of the interface, like which of these 20 tools can I use to blur things out? Like how do I remove this object on Photoshop? If it's more complex, you can also use Google's AI Studio's real-time streaming feature, and you can share your screen and ask AI to direct you to go through all the steps as well. So currently I have this picture in Photoshop and I want to remove the turtle on the very back of the image. How do I do that? Okay, I just did that now. Now what? And then I could just press OK, and there you go. Really fast way to create tutorials too. Real-time streaming is also great for real-time narration. Like actually for work, I had to watch this football game and figure out what was happening. And I know nothing about football, so I just asked AI to narrate what was happening for me. Translate between different languages. You can do that through text to picture, audio, video, analyze large PDF documents, and ask it to extract specific relevant information. If it's great when you have to go through massive reports. It's great when you have to go through massive reports. I did recently with the Cloud 4 release report that was over 100 pages long. Create product requirements documents for features and products that you want to make. Create presentations and slides. Claude and Manus are freaking amazing at this. Screen and analyze resumes or whatever documents. Just stick it all there. Then you can extract information and ask it to organize it into tables. It's also great if you like me and you like to take really, really messy notes. Like literally to make this video for the past couple of weeks, I had been noting down all the different things that I've been using AI for. It's all like ugly and messy, and I just like combine them all together into a nice list. I extract and transform data from various sources. You can mix audio, video, numerical data, unstructured data, and just ask AI to combine them together neatly. Then you can format and export the data any way that you want. This can be CSV forms, video forms, audio forms, text forms, lists, tables, even graphs and visualization and infographics. And to take it a step further, you can ask Claude to create an interactive dashboard for you. For example, I have one for custom financial dashboards. That is meant for tracking income and expenses, data visualizations, and key performance metrics. Use AI to create documentation for processes like operational processes and technical documentation as well. Make digital clones of yourself or other people with permission. Use Manus to create your website. Create fully deployed websites. Create a calculator for anything you want to create, like calculating house as well as your mortgage payments or how much money you should be investing, meal prep, budgets, macronutrients, sleep depth, caffeine tolerance, and literally anything. Now, something a little bit more advanced, something I said earlier about how you can use Perplexity to do search and research about pretty much anything. Perplexity also has an API where you can create workflows to do this research in bulk. All this completely with no code. For example, you can upload a Google Sheet with all the tools that you want to research. Get Perplexity to do all the research for you of all these different tools and summarize it for you. You can even pipe it along all the different tools to do other things as well. As you can see, are all of these ways of using AI, but it would only work if you were good at prompt engineering. So if you're looking at improving your prompt skills, I recommend that you check out this free prompt engineering quick start guide that I put together in collaboration with HubSpot Media. It includes a step-by-step guide to creating great AI prompts and also tips to get better results. I also recommend a Google course for prompt engineering, which the link will be down in the description. My favorite part is that there is flow from good to bad to great prompting to also showing you how to improve your prompts as well. If you think like this, you will be so much better at prompting and be so much more productive at everything that you do. So check this out at this link over here and also down in the description. I like to vibe code small automations, and if you give an API keys to Manus, you usually able to do some type of automations very easily, like scraping my YouTube comments. If you're a bit more comfortable with code, you can also vibe code the automations like scheduling cron jobs to update certain files or run different programs. Automate sending out emails to a lot of people by vibe coding a script for Gmail. Instead of paying for specialized apps, I also vibe code my own apps like Pomodoro timer tracking app, my very own finance tracker app, an app where I can upload and research through all my favorite prompts. Because we also work with consulting clients, I often vibe code demos as well. And finally, building agentic workflows and full-on AI agents. I like N8N for no code and OpenAI's Agents SDK for code implementations. So many different use cases: lead generation, lead automation, prototyping, customer service, querying, databases, generating reports, invoice management, survey management, scanning security, etc., etc., etc. Anything you can possibly think of. I have entire videos going over how to build AI fundamentals and how to build agents, daily life stuff. I don't know about you, but I am that person that just hates thinking about daily things like what to eat and what to wear. So I do this so often. I take pictures of my clothes and I also take pictures of whatever I have in the fridge, and I ask AI to come up with different outfits and food ideas, also to generate weekly meal plans and shopping lists. Great if you're trying to reduce grocery costs, get room decoration, interior design suggestions. Get preliminary guidance for health issues and for where to seek for more professional advice. For example, I've been having neck and pain on my scapula and I didn't know what kind of doctor I should be looking for, so I asked AI. Figuring out which type of insurances to buy and optimizing the sequences in which you buy those insurances, because that matters as well. Optimizing taxes. And speaking of which, let's now make a smooth transition to personal finances. Creating a personalized financial plans, including saving plans and investment plans. Which kind of apps to be using? I recommend using deep research for this and also for planning and analyzing retirement fund costs. Also, countries have certain requirement, account strategies you can take advantage of. I personally build the workflow to help me track my expenses every time I buy something. I can have a picture of a receipt or in text and numbers and send it through WhatsApp. An agent would be able to take that information, categorize everything, and compile that together in a database. And I get weekly, daily, and monthly reports on how I'm spending my money. I'm also in the process of building a workflow that can manage and automate my finances better, because my certain financial situation is a little bit more complex than other people may be necessarily.